No Man's Sky is a game that released carrying the weight of an entire universe on its shoulders. What started as a bold and interesting indie concept grew into one of the most anticipated games of this generation. Between vague claims from the developers,
you could encounter other players. The reality is, the likelihood of that is tiny.
A vivid and beautiful art style, and the promise of 18 quintillion planets to explore, No Man's Sky captured the imagination of the gaming community like nothing before it. And with Sony's marketing machine behind them, the small team at Hello Games found themselves working on what many believed would be a revolutionary new gaming experience, the likes of which we'd never seen before. Our collective imaginations ran riot with the possibilities this game of endless space exploration could hold in store for us. What we got, however, was a highly polarising game that split fans and critics alike. And one question in particular remained on everyone's lips right up until the game's launch. What do you actually do in No Man's Sky? Well, it turns out yep, lots and lots of mining. Because No Man's Sky, as far as its core gameplay elements go, is not all that new or revolutionary at all. It is in fact a fairly basic survival game, only one with spaceflight and entire galaxies full of planets to explore. Very much in the vein of Minecraft or countless first-person survival titles on PC, mining, crafting and keeping your various fuel and shield levels topped up is pretty much the core gameplay loop which No Man's Sky is built around. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. No Man's Sky uses its survival system as the bread that keeps its tasty space exploration burger together. Offering a vast universe of space stations, moons and planets is all well and good, but we need something to do when we arrive at these places. A survival system is a simple but effective solution to keep players busy as they trek across the stars, and one that can be easily worked into the procedural generation system that built the universe in the first place. That simplicity will no doubt disappoint the fans who expected the groundbreaking epic which Hello Games seemed to be promising before the game's release. But No Man's Sky is a game that allows you to get into a starship, fly up into space away from a planet, land on another planet and hop out for a look around. That, at its most fundamental level, is unquestionably awesome. The survival mechanics ensure you have something to do as you explore those planets and the space in between, and even help create moments of drama and tension when things aren't going the player's way.
Extreme cold damage detected. Extreme cold critical. Temperature levels stabilizing.
And there are some moments of genuine wonder to be had playing the game. Whether that's pulling out of warp speed to find yourself surrounded by giant space freighters, or flying down as low as possible for a closer look at the first lakes and oceans you find in the game. Space combat is simple but satisfying, and while ground combat definitely needs some improvement and added depth, the constant pursuit of upgrades and crafting materials is a meaty and satisfying experience. The game is simply stunning to look at too, at least from a distance, with countless screenshot-worthy moments that nail the look of classic sci-fi art. The procedural generation system throws out some stunning sights and vistas and sells the idea that the universe is a strange and beautiful place really well. The level of variety is okay for the most part too, and while there may be a few too many dry, rocky planets, each snow-covered ice world or lush, mountainous forest planet you find will always make you sit up and take notice. The mining, while not really fun or inspiring, can still be fairly satisfying in short bursts. Chewing through big boulders of aluminium and gold is largely satisfying thanks to the great feedback loop of the mining laser, with chunks of rock that pop out at the player and the hiss of the multi-tool as you pull the trigger. Trading and selling off your resources at space stations can be rewarding too, and adds another change of pace to the game, although the overall trading experience is perhaps shallower than many will have hoped. And despite the lack of a strong narrative thread or quest line, there's always something to motivate you. Whether you just want more inventory space or a faster ship or better combat capabilities, there's always something to drive you on. Where No Man's Sky stumbles though, is in the overall balance of the experience. Blasting away at rocks and resources and selling off your inventory to cookie cutter NPCs is just not as interesting as the picture of the endless grand space adventure many had painted in their minds going into the game. Too much time is spent mining and ambling around planets that feel empty and uninteresting, while combat is not deep or even featured enough in the game to keep the moment-to-moment gameplay exciting. Travel and exploration are the only consistently rewarding mechanics in the game, but less patient players will easily lose interest if they don't buy into the fantasy of space exploration that No Man's Sky offers. But those who do, those who are willing to commit to the illusion of being a lone wanderer exploring this strange and beautiful universe, will find plenty to love. Because No Man's Sky is a game full of beauty, curiosity and thrills. At least for those willing to keep mining through to find it. My name's Mike Williams. For more No Man's Sky videos, stick with Gareth Evans Gaming.